Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
If you're hearing those jingle bells, that means Christmas season has begun.
We have been waiting for a full year.
We have. And like every Christmas season, we like to kick off the year by getting a smattering of the 150 Christmas beers that Systembolaget gets in every year, and just kind of go through a few of them and rank them and give our opinions on them and how we feel about them.
Yes, and no, I thought we were doing all 150 tonight.
Oh my God, we were going to do all 150, but then we decided to just scale it back to 5.
I was not part of that decision.
Choices were made.
Choices, yes.
So we have a large selection of beers to choose from.
I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that there's an order we should drink them in.
Is there? So what order do you think we should drink them in?
I don't want to give away too much, but this one's last.
Mm-hmm.
This one might be earlier. Maybe this is the most exciting thing anyone has ever seen.
So this is the order that we're picking.
I think so.
Excellent. Then we will take the first one and we will pour it up.
So what we have is a Belgian dark strong ale.
Yes.
Is it from La Chouffe?
No, it is from Mater Nostra. Abbaye D'Aulne, or something like that.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah,
I've seen their bottles around. You've probably seen them. It's they're white. They're stubby bottles, and they've got this shrunk wrap white label on them. So I've seen, I think, other beers from this brewery, and they're all kind of in the same vein. So this is
so the beer name is Abbaye D'Aulne.
No, the beer name is Christmas beer.
Then the brewery name is Abbaye D'Aulne.
Man, I don't know. Why are you asking me all these tough questions? You may have to look this up. This comes at 9% ABV. It is a Belgian triple. It says Brasserie VDS, which apparently is some sort of thing you can see a doctor for, I guess. But we'll try all of these and give it a shot here. This comes in, like I said, at a nice light. Oh wow, a 9% ABV. This is just really beautiful beer. It's Belgian, so it's got a huge foamy head on it. The color is just this kind of nice reddish hue. It looks absolutely great. All right, smell.
It does.
It smells very Belgian yeast.
Belgian yeast, sugars, and almost Christmas spices.
Yeah, kind of. And this is their Christmas beer.
Yes.
So they're Bière de Noel.
Noel.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
So there are definitely Christmas spices in this one.
This is incredibly refreshing and drinkable.
It's very piney, but there's a specific Christmas spice in this one. I can't place it.
Yeah, I mean it's got the kind of clove, nutmeg, maybe a little cinnamon in there. I gotta say, this is for 9% Belgian triple. This is pretty refreshing and light. I was expecting this to be like very, estery and yeasty and kind of cloying in the way sometimes the Belgian triple can be. But it's
not really.
This is very enjoyable.
When you say cloves, I'm assuming that's the Swedish kryddnejlika, and in that case, I completely agree. That's the flavor.
Isn't it Neljor? No.
We'll circle back.
Oh no! I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of nutmeg.
And nutmeg is nutmeja.
Nutmeja. All right, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. So we've just gotten confirmation that cloves is kryddnejlika.
Okay.
So in Sweden you would take an orange and you would take cloves and you would put them in so that it looks like a coronavirus. which is foreshadowing. If you read the book of the universe, that's like the first foreshadowing for Corona.
All right. So what would you give this beer?
Strong 375.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I've always loved like the Belgian stark strong ales.
Yep.
Dark strong ales.
So I would say, if you're looking for a beer for your Christmas table and you kind of want to get everybody a little lit, but not have them realize you're getting lit, this would be a good Christmas table beer.
It would fool people into drinking a lot of it, thinking it was 5-6 and it's 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you? Maybe I've told this story before. One Christmas I hosted Christmas here, and I didn't think, and I didn't buy the right Christmas beers, so I had a bunch of what's the name of the beer? Anyway, they were like, it's the British with the little man on the front logo. Panapot. It's Panapot and Old Thomas Ale or something like that.
But Panapot has a
Panapot
ship.
has a ship on it, right?
Yeah.
So it was Panapot with the ship.
Yeah.
Old Fisherman's Ale, and it was the
Thomas Hardy's ale?
Thomas Hardy
Oh,
Ale.
wow.
Yeah, because that's what I had. I mean, they're only a few years old, but they're also like, they're not low ABV Christmas beers. They're quite high ABV Christmas beers.
So next one looks a little bit similar.
Yep.
Similar foam-ish.
Yep. This one's a Swedish born and bred coming from
Gothenburg.
Yeah. This is from our friends at OO Brewing. It's the Winter Warmer, coming in at 8% ABV.
So aroma-wise, it doesn't. It has a much smaller.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of almost
signature.
nondescript. It doesn't really give you much on the nose.
Let's try it this
All
time.
right. Cheers. Color-wise, it's a little cloudier than the last beer, but kind of the same reddish hue.
So it's much more bitter than. It's easy to compare to the previous beer.
This has a lot of hops in it. This
hops.
has a lot of citrus notes up front.
Much more bitter. If you were going by style, I'm not sure a Winter Warmer is supposed to be this hoppy.
This comes off, like, for me, Winter Warmers are pretty boring as a beer style.
Yeah.
And that's why I was curious to see what OO Brewing would do with the Winter Warmer. This does not feel like a Winter Warmer for me.
No.
This feels like a hoppy red ale.
Yes, that it's more like an Imperial Red Ale or an American Strong Ale or something. Because a Winter Warmer I would place between brown ales, porters, and like Scottish wee heavies. Somewhere in that sweet, malty. Sure, it'll get you through the winter, but you don't want to drink it anytime else. I mean, you could drink a beer like this. You could definitely drink a beer like this during the summer, because it's just strong and hoppy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if this had come out during the spring or something, this could be a spring beer.
Yes.
This could very much be an Easter beer. It feels much more like an Easter beer than a Winter Warmer, I have to say.
Yeah, then we need to dig a little deeper. What is a Christmas beer? Is it just a branding thing? Even now, when tasting the first beer again, I'm not sure they actually have Christmas spices in it. We might just be picking up those from the Belgian yeast.
Yeah, possibly.
So maybe they just made their regular beer and they said, let's slap a Christmas logo on it.
That's very, very possible. It's
But I don't think so.
no,
with the
I
first
mean,
one.
most of these. So what I look for when I go in for Christmas beers is not just beers that are released on this particular day, but they're kind of, they're released as part of this Christmas Day kind of release.
Yes.
So I mean, I feel like this is very much trying to be in that vein of Christmas time beers to drink.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the Abbaye D'Aulne Noel, I think it succeeds in being a Christmas beer.
Yeah.
And I think this OO Winter Warmer fails at being a Christmas beer, but it's not a bad beer.
No, it's not a bad beer. I don't feel like it's a very representation of the style as well. So this is another one of those things where sometimes we come across where, okay, is this the beer that it says it's on the can? Not really. Is it still a very good beer? It's still very enjoyable and it's still very, very pleasant. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5.
I'm gonna give this the same rating. It's a 3.75, but as a Christmas beer, it should get lower.
Yeah.
I'm rating it purely on its taste merits.
Fair enough. All right, so that's 2 down, 3 to go.
And I think you are looking forward to this one.
I am. As you know, on the show, I'm a Remmarlov fanboy. I look forward to their stuff. And this year, they've released their usual beers. They have 2 seasonal Christmas ales that they release. But then they also released a special, the Winter Ale Organic, which is a 5.6% beer with no other description. So I have no idea what this is. I'm expecting it to be, kind of a darkish ale. It looks kind of like a really nice brown ale, maybe. I'm not really sure what to get out of this.
So all 3 kind of look the same. This one is the darkest, but it's not really dark.
No, you're getting a lot more caramel notes off of the nose, though, on this. From the malting and the little bit of hop on it.
I'm not getting a lot of aroma.
You're not? I get a lot of, I can really smell the grain bill on this.
Sure. Grain, bread.
Yeah.
But I would guess that this has 0 hops.
Probably. But the color is also just crystal clear. I mean, it's a very dark red color, but it is kind of see-through almost.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. This is a weird one.
This was way blander than I imagined.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's bland and it's not at the same time. I have to try it again.
It doesn't taste a lot, but so I'll say something positive. I'm really digging the visual style of the bottle. This dark label with the gold. It's really reminding me of Christmas extravaganza, like
it feels festive.
A window display that's trying to lure you in with like these amazing logos.
Yeah, and again, I think this is it's 5.6% alcohol. I think it is a nice middle of the road kind of beer. It doesn't. It finishes really dry for me, like. And there's a roastiness to the end of it. Yeah. But the mouthfeel is almost lagerish, kind of. It's really thin in the mouthfeel.
As a beer, it's quite dull.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of flavor. There's not a lot of aftertaste. There's not a lot of mouthfeel. I'm disappointed. It doesn't have any off flavors at all. But
no,
I'm very disappointed.
For me, this feels just like a very. If Remmarlov was doing like, let's do a Swedish Christmas table beer, this is what it would be. So when I think about like the mass-produced Christmas ales,
Falcon Julöl. But that one tastes bad. But there are a lot of the macros that taste like this. They're just bland, slightly sweet.
So for the Swedish palate, this would be an amazing beer because they drink a lot of those on the Christmas tables. But I would say for our more sophisticated
welcome to Martin and Stefan are sophisticated.
Our pinkings in the air as we swirl our winter ales. It's just okay. So I'm gonna go straight up 3.
Then I'll go a strong 2.75.
Okay.
It could have been a 3, but I don't want to drink anymore.
I think it's okay. It's kind of just it's inoffensive to me, and it's non-challenging of the palate. Like it's just easy to drink. I would say.
I'm definitely looking for a little bit of challenge. When it comes to if it's a Czech Pilsner, I'm okay with no challenge. Then just quench my thirst and make me happy.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I feel you. I understand. I know I'm going out on a limb here. So with every year, there's always the one beer that I just love by name alone. I don't care if it's good or bad. quite often it's usually absolutely horrible. And I have no doubts this one will probably fall into that category. Not just because it's gluten-free, but because it's called Lump of Coal Dark Holiday Stout.
So the thing about... this is made by Ridgeway.
Inspired by the Shilton Brothers, or imported by, sorry.
Yeah. Shelton Brothers, that's an American importer.
Yes.
So this might have made the Pondom back. So it's a British beer. Because I drank... We checked this out before we started recording.
Yes.
I drank this beer in 2010. When it was released at Systembolaget for Christmas.
I don't think it's been back since 2010.
I don't think so either. I don't remember Ridgeway from this beer. I remember them from their amazing series of beers called Ridgeway Bad Elf, Very Bad Elf.
Oh, I remember those.
Seriously Bad Elf, Criminally Bad Elf, and Insanely Bad Elf. And they were increasingly strong. So they started at Winter Ale, Strong Winter Ale, Barley Wine, and I think Criminally was 12% or something.
All right. Well, this comes in at 7.5%. It says, much more than you deserve for Xmas this year, because nobody's been good.
No.
Comes in at 7.5%. Yet another bummed out holiday. Lump of Cold Dark Holiday Stout is Liquid Silk. Doubtful. It's deep, rich, sweetly rewarding stout to share at that grim family gathering, that cheerless annual festival of alienation. This brew is as dark as it gets, as black as a lump of coal you'll be getting for Christmas, because let's face it, you've been pretty bad this year. So I think as 2020 draws to a close, very fitting in its...
Loving the copy.
Yeah.
It's not the darkest we can get.
I think our next beer will be the darkest we can get.
This one is dark brown.
Yeah.
Smells a little bit sweet, a little bit chocolatey.
Yeah.
Almost a little bit of candy sugar.
Yeah, it smells like I get a little of that Belgian yeasty.
Yeah.
There.
Let's try it.
That's
Little bit
interesting.
A little roasty, a little sweet. I'm almost getting a bubblegum flavor in the aftertaste.
I'm not. I'm getting more of an ashy flavor in the aftertaste.
Oh yeah. Like actually, what's that? What's the term for like medical coal? You would
Charcoal.
No, charcoal is what you have in the fireplace.
So we have the same word.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can have activated charcoal.
So, that's the one. That's the one.
So activated charcoal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Activated. It kind of tastes like a tablet of activated charcoal.
Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of. That's what's kind of not working for me on this one.
Yeah, it's not so good.
No. But it's gluten free.
Oh.
So if you're into gluten free beers, this one is your bag. But maybe that's where the lump of coal comes in. So
yeah, maybe they're brewing exactly to style.
I would think so, because it does taste like activated charcoal. This one's not my favorite of the lot. This one is actually my least favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this one a 2.5.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to what either will be a grand finale or a miserable failure.
Belly flop, maybe.
Yep.
So this is a Swedish...
This could either be a sweet present or a lump of coal. We're not sure which one.
So what Stefan is pouring now is Dugges Punch Praline Imperial Stout.
Right. This is a rum barrel aged imperial chocolate stout.
Historically, Dugges has made some very good stouts, and some of their barrel aged or pastry stouts have been quite tasty and interesting.
Yes.
So a pastry stout with Christmas. They released more than just this one. It's also
they've released a lot of stuff in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, so it's also cognac and coffee.
Yes,
I think, and saffron imperial stout.
Mm-hmm.
That one I'm dreading.
Oh, I do not like saffron beers.
I'm scared of that one. But
Yes.
punch praline, a Swedish punch praline is a very Christmassy candy, basically.
Right. Well, it says this is punch praline. This beer is a punch praline and not a punch praline, with the latter being a Swedish chocolate treat tasting of the beverage punch. The former is an imperial chocolate stout aged on rum barrels and is packed with a real punch, like rum barrel aged imperial chocolate stouts often do. Confused? KO. All right. And this comes in at a mere 13%.
So Swedish punch is sweet sugary booze with arak.
Yep, that's what this smells like.
And I love Swedish punch, but
Oh my god, this smells so rummy.
yes.
I think your enjoyment of this beer will really depend on how you feel about rum.
Yes, and Swedish punch.
Yep. All right.
Cheers. It tastes like the sprinkles on top of a chocolate punch praline. It's the same sprinkles as you would have on certain ice creams.
Okay. Yep.
These colorful,
Yeah. No, I really hate those, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
very thin
Yep.
sprinkles. In Swedish, strössel.
Yeah, Stossel. Yeah.
Strössel. This is an interesting one. It's by far the most fun and challenging we have in our lineup.
True. I think this is a beer that needs to breathe a little bit. I think by pouring it and diving straight into it, there's a lot of alcohol nose coming off of it. It doesn't have a huge boozy flavor. There's not it's not like you sip it and go booze like like we've had with some beers. This is a rather very pleasant, rummy, boozy aftertaste. It doesn't give you a huge alcohol burn. My problem that I have with it is it's a little too thin for me. I want it to be a little more oily, a little thicker.
It's pretty thick.
I don't know. I mean, when I swirl it, it does not leave any residue. I think if you're not going to have the mouthfeel on this, it needs to have the carbonation.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have the carbonation,
No.
and it doesn't have like that Omnipolo oiliness or say a Dermotstrutel oiliness that you get with their heavy stouts. You're just not getting in this at all.
Yeah, I wanna make a distinction here because I agree with you that it's not as thick and it doesn't coat the mouth, but it's very oily. Like olive oil would be oil in that sense. So
Yes.
thin oily.
I don't agree. I think it kind of finishes dry. It's a little bitter. I don't feel the need to just jump back into it again. Like, I enjoy it. I think it tastes great when I'm drinking it, but like as I'm sitting here talking, I'm not going, chocolate. I'm just getting that Actica kind of flavor at the end.
It's definitely a weird one. It's kind of all over the place. There are some things I really like about it, and there are some things I dislike about it. Like you're more and more convincing me of the thinness of the mouthfeel.
Like up front, there's a little bit of like this kind of marshmallowy,
That,
little chocolatey,
yes.
Rum, vanilla flavors.
Sprinkles.
And then, and then the longer it sits in your mouth, or the longer, you have the aftertaste, the more it dissipates. I mean, it's all based on the front end notes, and there's no back palate to it, and that's kind of what I don't appreciate about it.
I agree. I'm still going to give it it's a very weak, but it's still a 4.
I'm giving it a 4 for sure. Yeah,
but it's a weak 4.
Yeah, no, it's a weak 4 for me too. I think it's still a very tasty beer, and I'm really glad I tried it. And I think it makes a nice, part of a Christmas dinner. It would be a nice dessert beer to have at the end, to have with your coffee, and instead of maybe a cognac, you have this, and you eat your, what is it, the rice pudding with the berries on top and the cinnamon.
Risgrynsgröt. Do you think this would benefit from aging?
I'll be honest with you, no.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think this is an aging beer. This is a beer that needs to be drunk, I would say, in the next 6 to 9 months at the latest.
I think I agree.
Yeah. And I think 9 months is really on the far end of that. I think a year you would lose a lot on this one, for sure. All right, well, that is our Christmas beers this year.
We've kicked off the Christmas season.
Yep. So when it comes to the calendar this year, we are revisiting last year's project of Martin and I have created our own calendar, and we've each picked 12 beers, and we're going to surprise one another with them. We will not be doing an additional calendar this year because, oh, man, that just about killed me. That was so tough. Just organizing and editing and getting everything put up. That felt like a full-time job in and of itself. So we're just doing the one calendar that we've pre-chosen. Maybe then the following year we'll go back to doing a commercially bought one because they seem to be getting better, especially this year. As they've really seemed to be pulling out all of the stops to make these something extra special.
Definitely. But the fun thing about last year when we did 2 calendars was that since I became co-host, I've been chasing episode 100, and I hit that number way earlier thanks to us doing
48.
I missed the first beers of the 2L calendar because of
the first week.
Because of our weird scheduling and arrival issues. Mm-hmm. For anyone who remembers, the 2L calendar came too late, and you basically had to catch up.
It came in I got it on the 2nd.
Yeah, so we had already reviewed a few beers to have a few days.
Yeah, so it took a week to be able to get you back in a position where you could record some episodes, and then we limped through that calendar. It was tough, but we got them all done.
Yes.
So this year we've got our own calendar that we're doing, and I'm super excited to see what you have in that calendar. And I had someone wrap at least the first half of my calendar, so I don't know what those beers are either. So the first 12 beers will be a complete mystery to both of us, so it'll be quite an exciting time. I'm feeling pretty excited about that process.
I have hand curated and picked all of mine, and there are some real bangers in there.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm always trying to suck up to you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, so we'll just say, hope you enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoy the next month of beers. 24 episodes coming up in December, and I think it's going to be it'll be
amazing.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. All right, so until next time,
keep drinking, you dum-dums.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.